Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We welcome you guys back to the program. Also joining us, of course, on iHeartRadio at iHeartConversations.com. We're glad you all could be with us as well. We're always trying to be able to motivate you guys to move forward towards your goals and dreams, and a lot of that has to do with identifying what may be holding you back, being able to work on that problem, and then to be able to move forward. Our next two guests have been able to not only define success for themselves, but also been able to share their own life lessons with others. They're part of a community called iCrushgoals. We're going to talk to Anashay Gould today, as well as Cassandra Sinclair. We'll talk to the two of them not only about what it's been like for them to do what they love, but also to share that experience with all of you and how that can be able to help you guys in moving forward. If you guys are not following iCrushgoals, of course I'll let you know where you can find them online. But Cassandra, Anashay, hello to you and welcome to the program.
Hi, how are you doing today? Thank you.
Hello.
Hey, doing really well. Glad to have the two of you on with us. I mean, a lot of talent on the program today, so I really want to say, first of all, congratulations to the two of you for the work you all have been able to do. Cassandra, it's your first time on with us, so I'm going to begin with you. I mean, what has this journey been like for you to be able to identify what you love and what you're passionate about, and then to be able to share that with the rest of us?
First of all, it's been amazing because sometimes you don't even realize who's watching, who's keeping track of what you're doing and the effects that you have on them. I've had people reach out to me through my DMs, send me personal text messages, just watching the things that I've been able to do as far as a chef. I'm a private lifestyle chef. And, you know, when I share tips and tricks on the internet, sometimes you don't think people are watching, but they really are watching. They may not be following you. They may not like a picture, but it didn't mean that they didn't see it. Being able to touch people and then be able to get that feedback and know that you've been able to, you know, make this wonderful move in their life, it's pretty awesome.
Right. I think that's the great thing. Anashay, what about for yourself? I mean, what has it been like for you to kind of reflect on your own success and journey, and what it's been like for you to share that with us?
The main thing I want to say is thank you for having me on the show. Really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
And I also have been – it's just been a nice journey. As far as me being an author, the Goddess League, it gears towards younger, taller generation, and it's always interesting, kind of what Cassandra said about just you never know who's watching. I'm always amazed at, you know, who you touch because a lot of times you're just doing something because you know, as I know, what it feels like to be, I won't say alone, but just to feel ostracized throughout the world and to feel like you're different, and to know that that is something that a lot of people go through, and to be able to motivate and help them see that they're not alone makes me feel like, you know what, I'm doing my job. As small as it might be, making a big impact on somebody.
And I think making that impact is such a cool way that you guys have both been able to do it in your respective ways. Cassandra, I want to go back to you with this, and Anashay, definitely want to ask you a similar question. I think one of the big things that people struggle with is being able to embrace their greatness, right? They know what they love. Like, I noticed when I was prepping for you for this, I mean, both of you all kind of knew what you like to do. But then, of course, being able to get to a place where you could be able to share that and then, of course, feel comfortable doing it. What has it been like for you, Cassandra, to embrace your greatness and your God-given gifts?
It initially starts off as a struggle, but then you realize that, you know, it is a God-given gift, and he would not have given you this gift if he did not want the world to see it. And so you have to be able to say, you know, I'm good at this, and I need everybody to know this. I need everybody to see that I can do this. I can do the darn thing. Again, like I said in the beginning, it wasn't easy. It was hard for me to be like, yeah, I'm good at cooking. Now I'm like, I am great at cooking. What is it that you need to know? What would you like me to put on a plate for you? It's a totally different thing, and being able to transition into that is a wonderful feeling. It really is.
Anashay, what about for you? I mean, you've been able to, I noticed even when I was prepping for this segment, I saw something I didn't see the first time I interviewed you. It was a reel of your interviews, and I listened to the theme song that was playing, and I think being able to embrace who you are, to celebrate who you are, I mean, definitely takes courage. What has that been like for you to be able to embrace your greatness and your God-given gifts?
It's been freeing. I feel like a lot of times I've been living in a box of, what other people are thinking or how they're perceiving me as far as, am I doing everything to be this role model, if you will, because I never really had one. So to understand the value and the depth of, the reach and the impact, I keep using that word, but it really means a lot for me because it lets people know that I'm out here doing my thing, being able to express and being able to just make a way out of no way. I mean, I feel like when you do something like that, it just makes people say, I can do it too. And also, there's no limits. I mean, you just have no limits to whatever you want to do, to whatever you feel like you should be doing. You can, It's as simple as saying, I can. It really is. You just have to do it.
Right.
That's it.
And I think in doing that and knowing that, to go back, Cassandra, to something that you said, you never know who's watching, right? So when you hear from people then, Cassandra, about how your path, how your journey, and you've been able to do this recently, what it's been like for them to see, you on your journey, you crushing goals, to get into what we're going to talk about later. What is it like for you to hear from people about how you are making that impact on them when it comes to pursuing their own goals?
So I'm a bit of a and I don't say this often, so the fact that I'm even owning up to this, I'm a bit of a crybaby when it comes to, that I'm very emotional. So when someone tells me the effect that I've had on them and what it is that I've caused them to want to do or want to pursue, I tend to get a lot weepy. And, I don't show it. I get off the phone with them and I'll be like, because it feels good inside to know that effect. But yeah, I am a very emotional person like that. But like I said, it feels good to be able to have that impact. Sorry, stealing your word, Anashay. That impact definitely is, it causes an emotional feel for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Anashay, for you, I mean, what is it like for you to hear from people that say, by your pursuing your own goals and dreams, you've given them what they needed to do that for themselves?
It really goes back to, like I said, being this role model, if you will, for myself. It in turn made others notice, and it does make you look back and self-reflect and say, damn, I didn't even realize the magnitude in which this was received. So when I hear that or when I see it, it's always humbling because, you're just like, I'm just a person doing my thing. And
right.
To have somebody, feel like, oh, I can do that too, or it's just to empower them, it really does make you feel like, unstoppable. Makes me feel like
right.
I need to do this more often, like I should be spreading this more than what I am, just because I don't know what type of, we just don't know what type of influence we have until it just becomes so obvious that you have to keep pursuing it, that it's like your calling,
right.
You can't run away from it.
So true.
Yep.
It's a great reminder for us all. For those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Anashay Gould as well as Cassandra Sinclair to our program today. We're talking with them not only about what it's been like for them to be on their own individual paths, pursuing their own goals and dreams, but also inspiring other people along the way. Both of them are part of a community called iCrushgoals. So let's talk about that. Anashay, we'll begin with you with this. What made you be drawn to the iCrushgoals community and want to be a part of this, to be able to share your story and to be able to inspire others?
Well, it all started with Lisa G., who is the founder of iCrushgoals Universe. She is an embodiment of just positivity. We celebrate the small wins. That's really the main focus of our group. and just to make sure that we're letting people know that even though it might seem like it's nothing to you, you know, you deciding not to have pasta, you know, and you just say, you know what, I'm just going to have only vegetables, or, you know, those are small wins, even though we might feel like, who would care? Who would need to know? You're inspiring somebody. You're motivating somebody. And if you did it, then they're going to say, well, you know what? That'll allow me to share my small win. So it's a space of celebration where I feel like a lot of people misses those moments, and we just look at the big picture, and it's like, well, what did it take to get you to that big picture? And that's what we're celebrating. And I love that about the group. It's awesome.
Yeah. And what about you, Cassandra? What is it that kind of drew you to the group to want to be a part of this?
Like Anashay said, it was Lisa G. She pulls you in, and she'll, even outside of the group, she'll text you and be like, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? What was your small win today? And again, like Anashay said, you know, it may not seem really huge, but it's the small steps. You have to be able to crawl before you can walk, before you can run. So you have to celebrate the little things that you do so that when that big thing comes, I mean, it means even more. So being a part of this group and sharing the little things that I do that may not seem a lot, it really does. I mean, even having Lisa contact me and go, hey, I like what you shared, you know, that made me want to do whatever it was, in the case may be. And so that's the effect that she wants in the group, and she's getting it. She's getting it.
So iCrushgoals.com is the website, and it does have a lot of great individuals that are a part of this. Do you feel as though, in a sense, Anashay, that it's almost like having not only, of course, a cheering squad and a support group, but also accountability partners?
Most definitely. You know, when you get a chance to look at somebody saying, I ran a mile today, you're going to be like, well, dang, I need to go run too. I mean, because not that I'm saying that it's bad or, you know, it's just like, I know you really had a lot on your plate and you managed to make time for that mile, and I'm over here, you know, with a couple of extra hours in my day and I didn't do it. It just gives you that, it inspires you to say, I could be doing better. So, yes, absolutely. That's a great way of putting it. It definitely makes you say, this is what I'm here for, this inspiration, to make sure that I'm staying accountable for my actions and just be reminded that you can do more than what you're doing.
Got you. Yeah. Cassandra, I have a little different question for you because I noticed when I was prepping for the segment, another thing you've been able to do is to be vulnerable. Do you think also having a community like the iCrushgoals team kind of helps you in that, to be able to embrace your vulnerabilities and to be able to let that kind of lead you, because knowing that's going to help someone else as well?
Yeah, again, I've always had problems with showing that emotional side, but now I'm like, okay, it helps somebody down the line, being able to show that vulnerability, to be able to express where you're coming from, what it is that you've done to get to where you are, helps so much. Being a part of this group, especially with Lisa, she, you know, being able, I don't know if everybody has this access to her. I'm blessed to have it. But being able to have her, you know, text me or call me and go, hey, sis, I haven't heard from you. Is everything okay? What's going on in your world? Makes a difference, you know, having somebody interested and knowing that me being able to share what's going on with me with others and they have that access, it makes my vulnerability more, I'm more apt to share it than I was before. So I'm thankful for the group and for Lisa.
Yeah, well, I think we all are thankful for Lisa G, and I'm thankful to the two of you for being on the program today. Again, everyone, Cassandra Sinclair and Anashay Gould have been our guests. We've been talking with them not only about their own personal journeys, but also what it's been like for them to be a part of a community like iCrushgoals, to be able to help to motivate and inspire others. And you guys can be a part of the group as well. All you have to do is go to iCrushgoals.com. There on the right-hand side, you'll see where you guys can join. It's a private group that's powered through Facebook. You guys can be a part of that, to be a part of this team that Lisa G is building. And Cassandra, how can our audience stay connected with you?
Well, first let's start with I'm Cassandra Sinclair, a.k.a. the Chef in Pearl. I am your lifestyle chef. That means I can create anything for your lifestyle. However you eat, vegan, vegetarian. If you're a carnivore, I got you covered. So if you want to find me, you find me at the Chef in Pearl on all social media platforms. Regular spelling, because I'm an old girl, no Z's, no D's. And my website is thechefinpearl.com.
All right. Thank you for that, Cassandra. And Anashay, how can our audience find you?
Well, how can I follow that, Cassandra? Really? I mean, that was just really.
Sorry.
Mine is just so simple. It's just so simple. I'm Anashay Gould, and you can find me at www.thegoddessleague.com, where you can purchase my book that does reflect and talk about just empowering women that feel like, you're different and you want a space that is safe and a space that someone understands you. That's definitely the number one spot to go. And as far as my social media, it's the number 6, FT, the number 4, Goddess, GODDESS. That is on Instagram. And as far as Facebook, it's my name, Anashay Gould. And most people just stick with 6'4" Goddess because they don't know how to spell my name. So that's probably the best way to reach me.
All right. Well, Cassandra, Anashay, thank you all so much for the time. Really appreciate it. Glad to have you guys on. And it goes without saying, you're welcome back here anytime.
Thank you so much, Howard. Appreciate it.
We did appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.